In my time as a content creator for Rachel Legends and also a player, I've built an entire number of 3 clan boss teams. Yes, I started far back as 2021 September when I built this, my first easy 3-key or 2-key Ultra Nightmare and Nightmare team. They were a killable team using Skull Crusher, Sepulchre, Sentinel, Razin, the beginner teams you use. So that's my first introduction to the clan boss, and I could 2-key it and get all the rewards I could get. And my next introduction was when I finally got double maneater and I built these easy double maneater teams, right? I didn't have the gear required to build 1-key team. It was still a 2-key Ultra Nightmare team, but at least this was unkillable. I could just hit go and let it do its thing. But no, this required a setup. You had to do a setup and all that. I think it's up to 3 turn or 4 turn before you can hit auto. And finally, when this Demeter was launched and now also built a Demeter unkillable team, this was for the noob to pro. I never really built it for my own team because it was still a 2-key or sometimes 1-key team. So I never really built it on my team. This is an update video letting you know that I finally built a 1-key Ultra Nightmare team for my own main account. So that's what this video is going to be about. I just wanted to share the build and share my gear and share everything and show you the run also. So that's an update video far back as September 2021 up till now that we're finally upgrading this team. The clan boss is something you build and forget it. You only revisit it when you have better gear or when you want to improve on your team or improve on your damage and all that. So I'm doing this improvement. This will probably be my last clan boss team that I build, and yes, it should also be your last if you can build this team. All right, let's head into the video right now. The team is, you've seen the title, it's the BatEater. This is the oldest clan boss and killable team that can 1-key the Ultra Nightmare, 1-key Nightmare, 1-key Brutal, 1-key Easy, 1-key everything without changing gear, without changing out your champions, without doing any of those fancy stuff. No setups is also required to do this team. So let me quickly head over to I don't know which one show you first, either the run or the gear. I think I'll show you the gear first so I don't keep you here all the way to the end. If you want to watch the run all to the end, you can do that, but let's start with the gear first. I'll switch over to my most recently used. I think that should be at the top. Yes, so this is a double maneater team. That's what the BatEater is all about. It includes a Seer and it also includes a piankeeper. While you're watching this video, I also recommend you check out Deadwood Jedi's website. That's where you can get the information on what speeds you need for this champion in great detail. I'll just show you what speed I used, but this will show you the ranges you use. You must not be the exact speed as me, so you might want to be in the same range, this range, this range, this range. So it's not necessarily use my exact speed. So it shows you the required champ and 1 DPS. Now I used Feign for my DPS. You can use any DPS you need for that slot, as long as maybe they can put poison or they do huge amount of physical damage, even if they're not a poisoner. I've seen people use Ninja in that slot also, but he has a turn meter stuff that I don't want to go into right now. So there are many DPS that can put in this slot. That's what I'm saying. Even Razin can slot in here. Any DPS, as long as they do high amount of damage per turn, and then you can switch in any of them there. All right, back to the champions right now. The first maneater I'll show you is a fast one. I'll also be referring to the Deadwood Jedi's website as we go along. So this is the fast maneater, 265, 285. That's the range. What is my own speed? Total stat I'll show you before I show you the gear. 266. So the range says 265. I went for 266, and you need damage on all these champions. It's an unkillable team, so you don't need HP, you don't need defense, you don't need accuracy on maneaters, at least 2 of them. You need high crit rate, high crit damage. So 205 is not that high, I know, but for a maneater that was trying to go 266 is high speed. It's kind of hard to get good damage when you're going for this type of speed. So people might do triple speed set, you might do crit damage set, you might not have the speeds. Any of your sets that can give you the speed required and the damage, do that. 150 crit damage is fine as long as you meet this speed. Speed is the most important thing. All right, no accuracy needed, like I said. So that's the first maneater, the fast one. And look at his gear. I managed to get crit rate and crit damage on almost everything, right? Crit rate right there, crit rate right there, crit rate. So everything mostly has crit damage here, crit rate. I should have had attack. You also need attack on your maneaters. I should have attack chest, but I didn't have a good speed for that one, so that's why I'm rocking this one. Triple crit rate right there. So everything, even the banner, I think is attack. Let's see. It's defense. I don't have a good speed banner. So that's how you're able to meet these numbers, by getting good substat on all your gear. So he is in a broken set. It's not like a triple speed set. For my masteries for this maneater, it looks something like this. That's the mastery. I'm going for this War Master, and also you want to select this one that, you know, they'll always be low, so they can do more damage when they are below 50% HP. That's what you need. And this counter attack mastery right here. So whenever they go below 25% of their max HP, they can counter attack. Every champion in this team will have this retribution, except one champion who went towards the support tree, and I'll tell you why when I get to that champion. The next maneater has the same mastery, I think. Let me quickly check. This is the slow maneater. Let's check his mastery first. Yeah, he has the same mastery. And then let's check out his gear that I used for him. He is in toxic set. Yes, you might need one person in toxic set. Now, if you don't have enough gear in toxic set to have this type of damage, it's fine. Even in toxic set, I was able to get 224 crit damage and 96 crit rate. These are the two important stats, and maybe some attack also. So the toxic set is just there because of it has that chance of placing poison. I don't have a consistent poisoner. Fane places 2 poisons, and it's on a 3-turn cooldown, so I won't have poison all the time. So the clan boss bar will not be full. That's why some people recommend even bringing 2 champions in toxic set if you're going to use somebody who doesn't do poison, let's say like a ninja. So that's why I have him in toxic set, and it works just fine with those total stats. So that's the second maneater. I've also shown you his mastery. The next champion is, did I show you his speed? The second maneater, let's quickly check. 241 on Deadwood Jedi. It said you have to be 239 to 247. So the second maneater should be within this range, and I was able to get him at 241. So the next champion, the most important one, is Seer. So he is doing some boosting for you, so you can go very, very fast on this team. He doesn't really need accuracy. I'm just doing perception because that's the one that gave me the best substat and 2 speed set right there. And his total stats, if you check, is 250. Deadwood Jedi recommended that you put this champion within 248 and 254 speed. I went for 250 right there. His crit rate 96%. I'm not close to 100, and crit damage 212. His attack is kind of higher than the maneaters at least. So these are beginner stats for me. I didn't use my best gear. I just used random gear that I have on the account. I didn't strip gear from anybody to do this also. If you have to strip gear from your arena team and all that, I don't think it's worth it. You should wait till you have spare gear to make this happen. So crit damage on all their gauntlet and their amulet. That's how they're able to get to that amount of 200 plus crit damage if you have it 2 places and substats. His masteries for Seer right now, I'll show you masteries for Miss Seer, is looking almost the same as the maneaters. Yes, I didn't even bother to complete it because you don't need this for this fight, and this doesn't really benefit him in any way in this fight. That's why I'm not going to complete that masteries. And the next champion that I'll show you is Piankeeper. Piankeeper allows them to reset their skills and go again, and have that block Unkillable available at all times. So Piankeeper is in a 2-speed set and random set right there. Total stats. Also, this champion is also built for damage. Yes, you usually don't see Piankeeper built in high crit rate and crit damage, but I did. She's 255. She has the highest crit damage out of all of them. Piankeeper doesn't take a lot of turns compared to the maneaters. So the maneaters or the Seekers are the ones supposed to even have this amount of crit damage. Maybe I should swap their gear out. She even have a higher attack than all of them. So, but she has turns where she's actually doing reset of cooldown or healing. That's why I prefer other ones who do more hits to the clan boss to have this type of crit damage. But hey, she's there for her role, and her speed is 239 that I was able to reach on the Deadwood Jedi website. 239 to 247 is the range that is suggested. All right, those are the essential champions, and I rushed through them because those ones are easier to understand. And her masteries normal masteries. I told you there's one champion that I did not go towards the defense tree. Is because piankeeper has this A1 that adds turn meter boosting, so you don't want her counter attacking unless it's her normal turn. So do not come over to defense tree. Do not select counter attack for piankeeper. There's a way to make it work, but it's too complicated and I'm not willing to do that. So that's why I went towards the support tree. So with this support tree, she can also give you some healings to your champions so that when they heal back up, right, and the clan boss takes them down below 25 again, they counter attack. If your champions stay low, below 1%, 2%, and they don't get hit by the clan boss and reduce their HP by 25% of the max HP again, they will not counter attack. So you need them healing back up. That's why most of them you see have this mastery that allows them to heal a little bit back up, right? This one, when they hit of the damage inflicted. So they need some healing back up so they can go low again and counter attack. That's why it's important. Now, my DPS champion, I do have a ninja. I just prefer to use him in general content like Doom Tower and other places. Fane, I will never use Fane in those content. That's why I built Fane as the DPS for this team. Now, you might want to build 2 DPS, one in Spirit Affinity, one in Magic Affinity, or Force Affinity, just because, you know, the clan boss affinity can change. And I'll show you in this run that the affinity has changed, and I'll still use Fane in that run. The only difference between using Fane is you doing a 1 key and you doing a 2 key. This is a 1 key team, right? But when you have negative affinity, like a spirit going against the magic clan boss, you might end up doing a 2 key on that clan boss, which is totally fine because it's negative. All right, I'll show you my DPS build right now. She's in Relentless set. Yes, her A1, she taking numerous turns. It's set up in a way that before the clan boss takes a turn, the what do you call it, the maneaters will always have her protected. So don't worry about taking extra turn with this thing and then screwing up your buff that are on you. It's fine. The clan boss will not take a turn except one of the maneaters have put protection on her. That's the way it is set up. That's why she can be in Relentless set. So it's a perfect one. I had to strip away my Relentless set from my ninja, and you see the stats that is kind of high. Yes, 100% crit rate, 247 crit damage, 223 speed. The recommended speed is 218 to 227, and I was able to reach this speed for my DPS right here. So accuracy, you need about 250 accuracy to land those poisons and all those decrease defense and weaken on the clan boss. So 287 is what I was able to get with my gear. Check out that attack, 5200 is awesome. This was the gear that my ninja was enjoying, and now Fane has taken it for the clan boss. I'm going to put some other gear on my ninja. He may be 4000 attack, he won't be up to 5000 anymore, but it's totally fine. The clan boss 1 key is totally worth it for Fane to have this gear for now until I get better ones. For masteries, she went with her damage and support 3. She didn't go for counter attack because she already has some accessories, counter attack and all that. So I also went towards this one because of she's the only person who is placing decrease defense, weaken and poison. So this master hexa is kind of important to increase the duration of those poisons. So sometimes they last longer than they should. So you end up almost filling up the poison bar. All right. Most people will recommend using a Dracomorph in this role as a DPS, but I do not have a Dracomorph. That's why I'm currently using her as the champion for this role. That's the team. Let's quickly head over to, I don't think there's anything I've not shown. Let's head over to the clan boss and do the run and show you how it went. Now, I've already ran this before reset happened, and I did 75 up to close to 80 million damage, right, on 1 key of this Ultra Nightmare clan boss. This works the same way in Nightmare. So I didn't record that run because I wanted to see if it worked first, and the reset was almost happening. So I just had to stop the run at 75 million and end it there. And that was only turn 40. At turn 40, I was already at 75 million. So that means at turn 50, when the clan boss will end the run, I could hit up to 80 to 85 million. Right now, I'm explaining this because this is a negative affinity for Fane. So I'm still going to do the run and show you that this will still be a 2 key, but on positive affinity or on void affinity, it will be a certainly 1 key. Because I don't want to come here and start building another DPS and replace Fane. I'm fine with doing a 2 key for magic. Although if you have somebody else similar in that slot, like a second Fane, maybe. No, I mean not a second Fane. Somebody like a ninja, I don't want to do that. I don't want to build a second DPS. I'm going to use Feign for this. But know that you should always put in your key on void affinity before affinity changes if you really want that one key damage. All right, let me do the run and see how it goes. Before I do the run, let me show you my team setup. Scroll over to this team and show you how they are set up. The first fast maneater is not set up to do anything special. The second maneater is set to open with his A1. Yes, and then piankeeper is set to open with her combat tactics, and then what do you call it? This here for the second priority. Seeker is not set to do anything special. Feign is also not set to do anything special. That's how it's set, and then everything goes on auto. So let's hit the record. Let's hit the run right now and see how this battle goes. I must make it fast a little bit so you can watch all the way to the end. I'll see you at the end with the damage that we come up with.
A few moments later.
All right, I'm coming back to you on this run that I started a while ago. It's night already. I didn't run it earlier in the morning. I just wanted to wait to run it later. So here's the ending part of this video. Currently, you're seeing that this run is going to last for 50 seconds like all unkillable teams normally do. I say 50 seconds, 50 tons. And you're supposed to hit over 70 million damage by then. But like I said in the beginning of the video, this is a negative affinity, magic affinity boss, and Feign is a spirit affinity champion. But check out the amount of damage he still was able to do on this run. 61 million or close to 62 million. So this is all because her weak hits will not land poisons, it will not land decreased defense and weaken. But check out right there, because she takes so many turns, what's her name, piankeeper is right there to decrease the cooldown of her turns, and then she has relentless set. See right there, she's taking an extra turn again, another extra turn. So this is why she gets to this amount. So on positive affinity, you will hit higher numbers than this. Now if you want to check out how much damage I actually do on positive affinity or on void affinity, I'll do it tomorrow morning when CB resets and show you. I'll pin the screenshot of the real damage of this run in the pin comments. I usually don't use the pin comment, but I'll use it this time. So 50 tons, 62 million damage, that is still a 2 key range. Now on good, what do you call it, RNG, right, you will get a 1 key on negative affinity. So that's just what I wanted to show this run immediately I built the team. I didn't want to wait till I get a positive affinity to show you on void or on spirit or on force. So I just wanted to put it out there. So yes, this is a 1 key ultra nightmare team on spirit affinity, on void, on force, everything. It's not dependent on affinity. That's what people know this type of team for. This is my take on the double maneater or BatEater team, as they call it, and this is my attempt to build it, and I'll call this one the last team you will ever build, because yes, this is the last clan boss team I will ever build. So I did give them some good gear. I'm not talking about my best gear from Savage set or Crew set. No, I didn't give them all that good stuff. I still kept those ones for my arena nukers, and all the speed set are still on my habitat on my arena teams. I didn't need to strip all that. The only person I needed to steal gear from was Ninja, who Fane needed that good relentless set so she can actually hit those damage numbers for. I show you the run, I show you my artifacts, I've shown you everything I needed to. If you need help building this team, if you need any assistance, jump into the Discord. I'm always there to answer your questions related to raid. We have a Discord, yes, it's in the description below. You can send a private message and I'll work on your teams for you for free. Yes, I do help out members of my community who need assistance for free. Maybe we'll even make it into a video, who knows. All right, that's this short one. Remember, this team is not for everybody. I've been playing 2 years plus before you can build this team. In terms of the gear requirement, it's a real show that you are end game when you can build a team like this. So that's a huge flex. And I also show you right now, it also depends a lot on your great haul. Crit damage, 10 10 10 all right here. I'm not even talking about accuracy that you even need for Fane. I'm talking about damage. Even when I put more attack stats into spirit right here, maybe Fane will get more attack in her stats. So you have to take note of that. Even my maneaters do need more attack over here, which will boost the attack more to 12, 14, even 20% attack that I still need to add to this. 10% more to add to these numbers. So it depends a lot on how end game you are. This is not a beginner build at all. All right, let me know what you think about this one. Hit that like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and big shout out to Deadwood Jedi, where I got all the resources from to build this team that you can see working perfectly right here. And also big shout out to Soda Dragon for explaining it in a little bit of more detailed way that made me understand and build this team, and it worked efficiently. I just wanted to show you guys how I built it and how I came around getting it done and my damage numbers. Again, I'll pin the main damage of 80 million or so in the pin comment. Check it out and tell me what you think. Later, guys.